I am, as always, your host, Joel Dunn. Comes right there on the screen. Look at that. We are going to go over something today that I know you've all been waiting all year for. And that is 5 things that you can do to start off your year incredibly strong. So today you are going to do some things that, you should be doing all year long, but we always get to the end of the year and start planning for the next year. And this time, I want you to take these 5 specific things and look to implement them all year long. So, the first thing I want you to do is commit to a no excuses challenge. Guys, this is a thing about personal responsibility. You are going to take responsibility for something this year that you are not going to allow excuses to dictate whether or not you accomplish it. Why? Because sticking to a commitment, even when your motivation fades, after the resolution time wears off, after the beginning of the year, after the first 2 weeks of January, when that stuff fades, your no excuses mindset will strengthen your ability to follow through regardless of the circumstances that come your way. So, this is what I want you to do. Choose one habit, like exercising, getting up at a specific time, journaling, reading for 15 minutes a day, whatever it is, commit to doing it without exception. Even if it's just something that you're going to do for 5 minutes a day, show up daily for the next 60 days and do something to help yourself by tracking your progress visibly. Maybe get a marker, not permanent because that'll get you in trouble, but a dry erase marker, and put a check mark on your mirror each day you accomplish it. And by the end, you should have 60 check marks across your mirror. So, number one, you're going to commit to a no excuses challenge. Number two, next year, I want you to embrace failing forward. Guys, you've heard me talk about this all the time. You need to start viewing failure as a stepping stone rather than setbacks. Use it to build resilience and perseverance. Use it as a learning experience, because if you do something and it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean that it's a failure. It means that it was an attempt that didn't go the way you wanted it to. So why would you want to do that? Because if you set these things and you do them, what they will do is it will build your resiliency and your perseverance. If you continue to think that whatever happens to you, you're going to push through it and fail and fall forward, that gives you the ability to get up. So what are we going to do? We're going to set a goals to accumulate a certain number of failures. We've talked about this all the time. Talk about going for no's. How many no's can you get? That way, when you're doing it, you're understanding that each one of these no's, each one of these mini failures is proof you are pushing your boundaries, you're stretching yourself. And then make sure you're always reflecting on the lessons learned after each one. That way, you can hone your skills, you can get better. So, the tip on this would be make sure that you are collecting all of the information. Again, you're going to be gathering the data every time that somebody says no, every time you do something that doesn't work out. I want you to reevaluate it, take the notes, learn from it, and then the failing forward part is getting back up and using that new information because you are now better from it. So, number one, you're going to do a no excuses challenge. Number two, you're going to embrace failing forward. Number three, control your inputs. Guys, in 2025, I want you to know what you want for your vibe. What is your vibe going to be for 2025? Have you figured that out? Maybe last year was chaos and you absolutely don't want that going into next year. So if you know what your vibe is for 2025, the goal is to protect it by managing your environment, managing the things that are your mental diet. So that could mean, curating the right influencers to keep you inspired and sharp, listening to the right podcasts, listening to the right people in your circle that want to build you up and push you forward. So we're going to do one action step on this, and this is a social media audit. You're going to look and see what you need to eliminate from your feed so that you can allow the good, positive things to come through. Because if you've got too many things negative in your feed, it's not allowing space for the positive things to show up. So eliminate content that drains your energy or your focus and replace it with things that are aligning with your goals. Like I said before, make sure that you're following individuals or in communities, in groups that are known for resiliency and achieving things that are, and groups that are mindset driven on achieving more and growth. Good news is you already know one place to get that, and that's here in this group. So make sure you're surrounding yourself when you're inviting people to this group. Let them know why you're inviting them to this group. And that comes to number 4, because you're going to surround yourself with accountability partners. Okay, realize I didn't say partner, one person. Now, one person you're going to want to have as your closest accountability partner, but you want to surround yourself with a group of people, because being accountable to others increases your likelihood of staying consistent and resilient. If you want to hit your goal and you want to raise the percentage rate of your chances of hitting that goal, make that goal public. Because once you make it public, not only is it something that you are more determined to for yourself, but you're more determined to prove others that you're able to follow through with what you say. Find an accountability partner, join a group, share your goals and progress with them on a regular basis. Ask somebody to check in on you monthly or weekly, because knowing someone is counting on you boosts your discipline to it. So choose people that you want to be like. Choose people who are highly driven, who value growth, because their ambition will help elevate yours and the group that you're a part of. And the last one, number 5, like Ed Milet always says, develop a one more mentality. Pushing yourself slightly beyond what is comfortable for you builds mental toughness and resilience over time. Maybe you're just starting on this journey and everything is uncomfortable. So why not just add that one more thing, stretch yourself that one more time each day in any task. When you feel like stopping, commit to doing one more call, one more ask, one more rep, one more minute, maybe one more email. By starting this habit, it will compound and reinforce a grit that most people don't have. See, this one thing is what separates the average from the great. See, when an average person does something, they do just enough to not be noticed, or just enough to stay right where they're at in their comfort zone. But not you. You are a leader. You are striving for greatness. You are going to develop that grit. And you can apply this both physically and mentally. Something that I want you to commit to this year is doing something physical in order to help your mental. See, sometimes when we don't feel good physically, we don't actually accelerate the things that we mentally want to do. So over time, your capacity to do great things ends up connecting to your physical well-being. Because how many of you, when you're sick, you just don't feel like doing something? Well, then the goal should be to not get sick. The goal should be to not be in disease. The goal should be to not have that take place so that you can always be performing at peak levels. And the way that you do that is by always taking that one more action, that one more step, that one more physical activity that you could do to strengthen your mental game for 2025. So, guys, for review, one, we're going to commit to the no excuses challenge. We're not going to do any excuses for one habit, for one thing that we want to develop for the next 60 days. We're going to embrace failing forward. We're going to learn. We're going to do all the things outside of our comfort zone so that we can learn and stretch ourselves. We're going to control our inputs. We're going to do our social media audit and get the things that are positive, that are going to push us forward, that are aligned with our goals and the things that we want to do, so that the inputs help produce our outputs. We're going to find accountability partners. We're going to find one person that we're going to drill down on with, but then we're going to find a group of people going in the same direction and commit to those goals along with them to hold us accountable. And then we're going to develop a one more mentality. Think about that. If you just do one more every single day next year, that's 365 days of doing one extra. That could be a whole year's worth of work by just doing one extra thing a day in your commitment to greatness. Guys, I hope you had an amazing year this year. I know I did. Hopefully, these lessons, these trainings, they've helped develop you in 2024. And we're going to continue doing that in 2025. I can't wait to see all of the incredible things that happen next year and the things that we do together. Guys, go out and make it an amazing day. And I hope your day is as awesome as you are.